Hi guys and welcome to Car Focused. Today you join me in the cabin of a 2015 Mark 7 Golf GTI DSG Performance. That is a mouthful. Now, I've been wanting to get this car on the channel for quite a while. It's actually my wife's car. Drive it quite a lot. I'm quite familiar with the car now. I haven't really pushed it kind of on, on twisty back roads or anything like that, because we're normally just kind of cruising long journeys, etc. But I've got a bit of an insight now to what this car is like to live with. So I thought I'd go out in the car and do a review for you guys. Now, the car. So this is the Mark 7, so it is the most recent model of the Golf. There is a Mark 7.5 now, which is basically a facelift of this version, but essentially it's the same car, just minus a few differences with the lights at the front and the infotainment system. You can have a virtual cockpit now in the Mark 7.5, but it is essentially the same car. So this is the Performance DSG version, so obviously we've got the DSG gearbox and the Performance Pack, which gives you a limited slip differential up front, because we're front wheel drive, high power, understeer, so the LSD is to kind of combat that, and you get a bit more horsepower. So we're just shy of 230 brake horsepower in this car. So the Golf GTI itself has been around for over 40 years now, I believe. A very tried and tested car with a very loyal following. A lot of heritage in the GTI line, the Golf GTI line. So, this Golf, we have on the outside, we've got LED daytime running lights, a very aggressive looking front end, which I think looks really nice. It's finished in a nice dark metallic blue with optional 19-inch alloy wheels with diamond cut face and a gloss black insert. We've got little side skirts which go along the side of the car, and then they turn into like a little bit of a front splitter on the front bumper, and then around the back it goes into the rear diffuser, which is wrapped around the exhaust pipes. So you've got one exhaust pipe either side of the diffuser. Golf R you have quad pipes, in the GTI you have the two exhaust pipes. We have a nice subtle spoiler at the rear with two sort of spoiler, how can I put it, sort of spoiler lips which come up either side of the rear window. And other than that, there's not really too much else that's different on this car compared to your average Golf. We've got quite big discs all around as well, and nice red GTI branded brake calipers. So inside of the car, there's always high expectations of German cars when it comes to build quality, and they're supposed to be a cut above the rest. Driving this car and sort of being with the car for a while now, I can actually agree with that. I do believe that the Germans do make slightly better quality cars inside, better than my Focus. So yeah, it's a really nice place to be. We've got soft touch materials on the door cards here. Feel very solidly put together, these door cards, and we've got carpeted door bins as well, which is just another nice touch. So if you have a bottle rattling around in there, it doesn't make much noise. It's sort of cushioned. The dashboard is nice soft touch with like a faux carbon sort of trim. These are the full leather seats with the heating elements, very nice and supportive, very buckety. It's a bit of a negative though when you get in, because this bolster can catch your leg, but it's quite soft, so it's not the end of the world. In the back there, we've got a nice sculpted rear bench, which looks very nice. It's very spacious. I can get in the back there with no problem at all, with room on the knees or on the head. The steering wheel is beautiful. It's a lovely steering wheel, lovely quality leather, just feels nice in the hand. We've got the paddles, which are nicely positioned right behind your fingers, which is where you want them. So yeah, the inside of this car is really nice. It's just very plush and sleek, and everything just looks kind of just well built. It doesn't look tacky. I do have a couple of gripes with the interior though. One being the sat nav screen. Now the sat nav screen on my Focus is mounted higher up on the dashboard, so if you're looking at the sat nav and you're driving, if you want to look at the screen, you just have to move your eyes to the left slightly to see it. Whereas in this car, you almost have to move your head down to see what's going on, and I think that's just a bit of a distraction when you're driving along. But it looks nice, and it doesn't look out of place there. It just looks very kind of like it's meant to be there. Some sat navs now just look kind of stuck on and look a bit awkward. So yes, one thing I'm not too keen on. Another thing I'm not too keen on, this is very, very minor, but the volume button on the stereo incorporates the power button. So when you turn the volume up, the power symbol moves around with the volume dial, and this drives me insane. If you've got OCD and you like things to be just so, that will drive you mental. The way to get around it is to set that so the power button is upright, and then use the volume thing on the steering wheel. But yeah, I find that a bit annoying. Also, the cup holders in this car are nowhere near as good as the Focus. They're not deep enough, that you can't adjust them, and they're just awkward when you've got a coffee cup in there. They grip it too tight, and it's just awkward trying to get the coffee cup out of the cup holder. So yeah, small things I suppose, but they're the things that annoy me. What I do like about the screen is if you put your hand up towards it, the menus pop up, so it's like gesture control, which is nice. It's nice and fluid. The touchscreen is very workable. It's just a nice system to use. So yeah, that is the car inside and out. Now, to drive the car itself, it's very nice. It's very smooth. When you're in normal driving mode, there's no drama. It's just a comfortable place to be. I've driven to Wales from my house in this car, which is like a 5-hour trip. Had no issues whatsoever. The suspension is not, the suspension isn't bone crushingly firm. It's just nice and fluid. The automatic gearbox, when you put that in drive and you let that do its own thing, it's very nice. It changes gear comfortably, quickly, and then if you obviously want to go a bit faster and you put your foot down, the car picks up pace and the gear changes get quicker. There's absolutely no gripes whatsoever with the way this car drives. It's just really nice. Now, the thing is, this car is meant to be a hot hatch. It's not quite rivaling the likes of the Focus RS. That's what the Golf R is for. But it's sort of Focus ST territory, this car. So it's meant to be quick, and it's also meant to be fun. That's what defines a hot hatch to me. So when you kind of put this vehicle in sport mode, because you've got your drive mode, you've got your eco mode, your normal, your individual, and your sport mode. Individual, basically you tailor it to what how you want to drive the car, so you can set the diff to sport, the steering to comfort, blah blah blah. Just basically tailor the car to your needs. Eco is Prius mode basically, so it will change gear at the optimum fuel efficiency point. When you come off the accelerator, it will coast. It will go into neutral and coast, and it just basically tries to get the maximum fuel efficiency out of the car as possible. And I'm averaging 33.3 miles per gallon at the minute, and I've been driving with eco and a bit of sport as well. So yes, I mean, when you get this car into sport as a hot hatch, you want it to be fun. You want it to be sort of a bit gripping, a little bit leery, just to kind of keep you on your toes. Now, does the Golf GTI do that? Because the Golf GTI is an excellent all-round car. Focus RS, a bit of a one-trick pony. It's just mental all the time. Golf GTI, a lovely driver's car, but what is it like on the limit? Well, I think there's only one way to find out, and that is to put the traction control off, put it in sport mode, stick the gear into manual, and we'll use the paddles, and we'll go for a quick blast to see what it's all about. So what I immediately notice is the gearbox is very quick. You get some nice little DSG farts coming out the back. Steering feels a little bit heavier. Throttle response is really quick. the car is quick. It is a quick car. It does feel around the 230 brake horsepower area. It's effortlessly fast. You literally just accelerate, and the power band is so progressive, and with the auto box it's just one constant sort of band of power. There's no drama, there's no torque steer. It doesn't sort of pick up like a slapped cat, so to speak, when you accelerate. Everything about it is just really smooth. And it's fast, like I say, it's a fast car. It just doesn't feel that exciting. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't feel that exciting. It feels nice to drive, it feels confidence inspiring to drive fast, but there's no kind of like having to hold on, you know, grapple with the steering a bit. It's all very civilized. Is that what we want from a hot hatch? Is that what we want from a hot hatch? Right, let's see if we can get a bit more fun out of it. So there's the DSG pop. Ooh, this road is helping actually, because it's quite a small little blip on the downshift. Suspension is very, you can feel it, you can feel the fact it has softer suspension when you're going over roads like that. It's very flowy. It's, my car for example is, you know, you feel a little bit more like you're travelling up and down less, whereas this car feels a bit more flowy, not quite as focused. The gear changes though, so quick. It's so easy to pull away quickly. Right, here's a corner. We've got the diff on the go. Oh, a little bit of understeer. The wheels do like to break traction in second. Another sharp 90 degree. We are getting a little bit of understeer, which is a bit surprising. I thought I might be able to feel the diff working a bit more. Right, let's see what these S-bends offer. Brakes are really good. Yeah, there is a little bit of understeer. Oh, you can hear it screeching there. Yeah, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. So the steering feels nice, the brakes are good, the car feels fairly flat. It doesn't feel like it's going to topple over or anything, but it just doesn't enjoy being pushed. Yeah, no. But I am smiling. So it is fun. It's just, it could be more fun. This car's a weird one. I think Volkswagen have basically sat down and they've been like, right, we need a car that's fast, we need a car that's comfortable, but we don't want to compromise too much of the day-to-day driving with performance. So everything has just been toned down a bit. So it's not too bumpy, it's not too soft, it's not too fast, it's not too slow, it's not too garish. You know, it's just the middle of the road. I'm going to call it a warm hatch. A middle of the road warm hatch. Could be hotter, but you have the Golf R for that. So yeah, overall thoughts on this car, I really like it. It's a lovely car to drive, great place to be, and for you know, for Britain where we live, majority of the time you're cruising around town, you're in traffic, you know, blah blah blah. This is where this car is, you know, a nice car to be with every day. And then if you do want to go out on a road like this, have a bit of fun, you can raise a few smiles. So I just think basically this car, like everybody says, it's just a good all-rounder. It really is a good all-rounder. Fantastic little daily driver. looks fantastic, is well built, goes quick, is fun, is comfortable, and I think on that note, really, we have to end this video. So anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, comment below, tell me what you think about this car, if you'd have this car, what you'd rather have instead of this car. But yeah, get chatting in the comments below guys, and I do try and answer all the comments. But until the next video, I shall see you soon.